can't get here.
Well,
Yeah.
Welcome to tonight's game between the Polk County Pirates and your very own Gallatin County Hawks. First, the lineup for the visiting Polk County Lady Pirates. At guard, number 3, Alyssa Abad. At guard, number 20, Emma Colley. At forward, number 11, K-Ray Fritsch. At forward, number 21, Riley Hall. At center, number 13, Kirsten Bridge. And now for our own Gallatin County Hawks. At guard, number 12, Harley Foster. At guard, number 5, Cindy Pickett. At forward, number 30, Jenna Vickery. At forward, number 10, Haley Walton. At center, number 45, Mackenzie Russell. We do realize that we are starting a few minutes early, but we're going to do that since it's already starting to snow, and Polk County has to travel back home on us.
okay, I don't know if you all heard that, but we are live now. We're going to start about 10 minutes early. Thankfully, Bryce showed up just in the nick of time so we could do this. You like our new setup with the new mic?
I do like our new setup. I'm never on time for anything and show up 15 minutes early and I'm 3 minutes late. So that's definitely the story of my life.
All right, tonight we got the Lady Hawks versus Polk County Pirates.
Yep, this should be a good one. I did not catch her name on the way in, but I'm going to pronounce that Ibra, maybe? How would you pronounce that, you think, Jara? Number 3 right there?
I think it's iBot.
Ibot.
Maybe?
Okay, Ibot's going to be the point guard tonight. Kicks it over to Fritsch. Kenzie with a good steal. Clears it. Carly up with it. Carly looking to push, backs it out, thinks better of it. Swings it over. Looking down to Kenzie. Kenzie loses the handle and stays right here. We look for the Lady Hawks to be patient here this evening. Coach Lawler likes to run a spread offense. Looking 4 out, 1 in right now is what we're looking into. Sydney looks down, gets to the middle, very good look, opposite side, swing. Good ball movement by the Lady Hawks early. Carly feels like she's been here forever, just a sophomore, jacks up a 3, no good. Rebound by Polk County. Collier across the con line, gets it to a name. Carly reaches, comes out. So early on, both teams using a lot of patience here, taking their time, which really makes these games go by faster when you don't have a stoppage of play. 3-pointer, if it goes, no good. Carly going to let that go out of bounds, going the other way. 6:34 to go, and still we're scoreless. Help me out here. Who's number 30, Jared, tonight?
Jenna Vickery.
Jenna Vickery.
Freshman.
Freshman. See, this freshman class I'm not as familiar with as these other guys because I got to watch a lot of Lady Hawks games last year live. So Kenzie, middle, opposite side. Jenna Vickery. Jenna for 2. Got it. Great shot.
Good shot, Jenna.
Absolutely crucial against the zone that you get the ball to the middle. Coach Lawler showing a little bit of token pressure here early. Kenzie with some good help defense. I tell you what, she just can really get it done on the weak side. It's just a really good recognition for the weak side. Which is a 3-year starter, that's what you expect.
Good steal by Carly.
Carly crosses the timeline. Down to Kenzie. Over to Jenna again. That seems to be her sweet spot early. This is actually my first game getting to watch them live. I did get to watch them on the network. Driving the ball here. Definitely a lot of enthusiasm by Coach Lawler, but if anybody that knows him, that is to no surprise.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I would expect nothing less than Coach Lawler.
We're going to get a push. I think they're going to get Kenzie. Coach Lawler and Coach Herman matching sporting shirts and tie tonight. I'm sure, knowing them two, they didn't even call one another. They just showed up like that. I swear, those two. First free throw up and good.
Lady Hawks started off the season 1-1. Played at Hamilton County Friday and Galatia Saturday.
Yeah, they had 2 quick games real quick. Up and good for Fritchell. That's good. Looks like he's going to drop back into a 2-3 zone. Yeah, Lady Hawks, they got kind of thrown right out of the nest and right into the war zone on Friday night when they played Hamilton. That is a very good squad. Carly for 3, good. She sure does not play like a sophomore. She is just a sophomore, and I feel like she should be a senior. I told Laura that the other day when I watched her play, I said, that just looks like a junior or senior out there, Coach, and he was really excited about it. So. The Hawks got the ball there, but Coach Lawler will talk to his freshmen in the mask break. I'm sure that you do not save the ball under your opponent's goal. He literally grimaced when he seen her do that. It worked out on this one, but I guarantee that's addressed at the media timeout.
The COVID timeout.
Yep, 3-pointer, good. And Polk County wants a timeout. 10-3 Hawks early, 4:31. Coach Lawler's squad looked real sharp here early, Jerry.
Yeah, they have started off very well. What their shooting is on so far tonight. It's good to see.
So right now during the timeout, I guarantee you Coach Lawler, which a lot of people don't know about Coach Lawler, is he comes from a lot of people. He's been under some really great head coaches, Ray Patton, Jeff Herman, Doug Miller, but that's not all where it actually started. It actually started under Todd Franklin out of SIC. He was taking an elective out there at college, and Todd Franklin invited him to come sit on his bench and take some stats. And Matt agreed. And Todd Franklin, if you know Todd Franklin, he is 100% man-to-man defense, up in your grill the whole time. He is Mr. Intensity. And he's with Vincennes. They actually won the national title, not this last year, but the year before. But just some really cool information there.
That is cool information.
So.
Well, intense is definitely how I would describe Matt Lawler as well. So.
Matt Lawler has a really good hybrid, though. He's a very intense, but he's very caring and player first. He will never take credit. He can win this game by 100 tonight, and his players will win the game.
That's
just
right.
the kind of guy he is. Looking to get that ball down to Kenzie early. That seems to be her sweet spot. She likes that spot right there. Oh, didn't get it to go that time, but good hustle by Sid. Who was that on the jump ball there? I kind of lost.
I don't know. I couldn't see it either.
Okay.
It looked like Sydney Bickett.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was.
Yeah.
She played last year, and I tell you what, I told Coach that I really thought, I'll be honest with you, I really thought since he called the timeout that would count for a COVID timeout, but it seems to me now that they're going to have that break whether they take a timeout or not.
Break. Yeah, I guess so. I think it's just a set time that they have to take it.
Under 4 every quarter. But going back to Sydney, she definitely last year, the only thing, the ability, absolutely. They're just freshmen playing against 14-year-olds, playing against 18-year-olds. You could just tell there was this hesitancy, and I really felt like as the year went on and she got some more opportunities. And I told Matt this year, he lives 100 foot from me, so we talk often. And I just told her, I said, I really like her because she is all hustle and all heart, and I really like her game.
I agree with that. And I mean, even last year, she was maybe a little bit timid, but she
sure.
would get in there and she would hustle every time. There was never a question if she was going to play hard or not. She just always does.
And I'm sure you can touch on this more than me because you're around her more, but Coach Lawler just raves about what a great kid she is. She's team first all the way, never complains. Whatever you ask her to do, she does it. So, and I'm sure that you have similar experiences with her in the classroom and stuff. So. Out to Carly. Carly over to Vickery. Swings the ball over. Sydney got the ball up there on the orange line there. No hurry here. Polk County back into man-to-man defense, folks. They want to get a good look here. There was a big difference in Carly right there, Jared, from last year. She would have picked that ball up in the corner as a freshman, and this year knows better of it. Mm-hmm. That's just good maturation that you want to see out of sophomores and juniors. Sydney that was a sweet little 13-footer by Sid. That right there is the jelly on top of the biscuit for Coach Lawler if he can get some contribution on the offensive end out of Sydney. Because she's defense, rebound. If he can get a couple 13-footers out of her, that's a blessing. Hawks being real active early here on the defensive end, and it's really – and I tell you what, just having a force like Mackenzie down low, just – when you can just be in the paint area, and that's just the no-fly zone down there when she's down there, and it just absolutely helps the defense all angles when you know that if I get beat off the dribble a little bit, I've got some help down there, and she's been solid with that now for the better part of 3 years.
Yeah, that's what Coach Lawler said the other day. He said, I've got one thing that no one else in Southern Illinois has, and that's a Kinsey.
Yes, so. He's exactly right. And once again, which I guess that kind of sounds like a recording that's broken, but just another great kid, absolutely great kid.
You know, she started back in person today. She's been remote for a while.
Oh, good.
She started back today, so we were happy to see her back.
That's a good bucket. That was a real good bucket. Going to her right. You can hear Coach Lawler from the bench saying, square up and shoot that thing. You get that ball underneath there, you're taught at a young age that you got to go up there. Two-pointer up and good by Pope.
You know what I'd like to see so far tonight is we've had a wide range of girls score.
Oh, yes.
That's nice to see.
I bet we have 3 to 4 different scores here early. The other night, the game that we broadcasted with Glacier, their two scored the first 10 or 12 points.
Yeah.
Carly for 3, no good. Frockel will bring the ball up the floor. Hawks playing some really good defense here early. Coach didn't like the rotation on I'm going to guess on one of the freshmen's help side, so she's going to come and we're going to talk about that. It was the patented, who do I need, but I need somebody, look by Coach Lawler when he looked back at the bench. 14-5 Hawks with a minute to go here in the first. Carly looking over. Sydney with a screen, nice look by Carly. Carly with a 17-footer, she got it. I'll tell you something that really sticks out to me, Jerry, is that I really hope, and I don't think it'll bear much fruition, but you're talking about a couple of these girls have a really fair shot of getting on the 1,000-point board in these deduction of games. Just one more thing that our young people have lost in the midst of all this stuff that I don't think a lot of people that just come to the games and go home, you know, the countless hours these kids put into this, you know, and that's you know, they want the team to win a regional. I don't mean it like that, but being up there when you're 30 and 40 years old on the big board, that means something.
I agree.
You know,
I agree, and they have gotten kind of some of that opportunity taken away from them, unfortunately, with the short amount of games that we have, and so.
But it's just going to be something to monitor moving forward. But hopefully, I have a good feeling that both of them can still accomplish their goal even in the shortening season if things keep improving the way they are for next year, and I really hope so. Coach Lawler is going to go into a little bit of a hybrid Galesburg and take this to one shot. We got a foul with 10 seconds to go here. That's Polk County's first team foul. This has been a pretty clean first quarter on the foul board.
Only 2 fouls total in the whole game so far, so
that'll get things moving. Sydney catches it. Now see, she would not have done that last year. Carly squares up, 3 to go. She takes a long one, no good. That would have been good if it went, but no good by Kinsey. Hawks 16-5 after 1. I did not see an update on the junior high boys, but in the halftime it was 18-9 when I left the house to come here. So.
We started the game early due to bad weather approaching.
Miss Dennison just reminding the folks that do get to attend the game tonight that we started it a little bit early on account of the inclement weather approaching. So. And I definitely have traveled to Polk County my fair share of times, playing basketball, baseball since kindergarten. You do not want any part of that if the weather is nasty. I can tell you that.
It's not a fun drive, regardless if there's weather or not weather. So
we always used to make a little joke that it's like playing a game of Frogger, but with deer in your vehicle. It was just that is a. I had to take Dramamine until I was like 25 every time I went down there because that is just a different travel road for sure. Of course, it's definitely a Coach Lawler thing, but I guarantee you right now, all he's talking about, his team gave up 5 points, and I guarantee you he's telling the girls he's not getting enough on the defensive end because that's just the coach's mentality. If a coach thinks he can win a regional, then he'll say, I'd just like to go to a sectional. Then he gets a sectional, I'd like to just be in the sectional final, and then so on and so forth. You're just never satisfied.
Always wanting more. Exactly right.
That's maybe just human nature in general, but definitely a coach's mentality. So.
10 seconds into the second quarter, and we have a timeout. Coach Lawler was not impressed with what happened there.
Well, the help side, and what happens is you have a couple of 14-year-old girls that are not exactly familiar with the help side as well as they should be because, in my opinion, like Coach Anderton alluded to, it takes a lot of kids. It's got to be, they know where to go, but it's got to be instinct. When the ball's in the air, you got to know, okay, 2 passes away, I'm in the help side, and I'm ready to be in the help side. And you can do all the shell drills and stuff you want until you just get enough reps and enough practice. And these girls haven't played in a year, a lot of them, and it's just different. But he's not going to let that slide because that's just not the kind of guy he is. Polk County with a little full court man pressure. Sydney squares up and looks. Passes over Kinsey. I think Coach Lawler would just like to see her take that up right there, but you gotta admire. She's looking to feed Kinsey. You always want to reward your center for running the floor. He'll definitely be not happy, but that's a good look. He's not going to be upset with the effort. Looks like we have a new entrant in the game. Jared, number 4 has entered the game. Andrea Blaine. I know that. Doc Blaine's daughter.
Blaine's daughter. Right.
Yes. I got to see a couple of junior high games. Good block by McKenzie. McKenzie picks up their second. She will get a foul when you are as tall as she is. You will get a foul every time you lean your hand in. It doesn't matter if you get all ball or you don't. It's just the way it is. Andrew Drone will tell you if he could sit here that he got 1.5 million fouls by taking his arm and turning it 3 degrees besides straight up. It's just how it is. When you are dominantly taller than somebody, you lean your arms, it's a foul. And
speaking of Andrew, he was here to help the boys earlier, and we decided we wouldn't feel comfortable with Andrew Drone on this broadcast here.
Well, no.
Might be a little,
for one thing, he would be up over our screen looking in. He, of course, we have a lane violation on Polk County. Of course, Andrew, I know that's the big running joke. I coached him too as well, but he's just a close to 7 foot tall man, and you think, he could beat a bull with a feather, but he's just the biggest sweetheart you ever met.
He is.
And I just really like Andrew. Turnover by Blaine off of Polk County, I believe. Yes, it is. When you play freshmen, there's just only one way to get off the nerves. You have to play them. It's just kind of like ripping off a Band-Aid. It's been on 2 or 3 days.
And Andrea, she just decided to play it not that long ago.
Yes.
So she really hasn't been a part of the squad for a while.
Yes, over to Vickery. Coach Lawler definitely wanted to get things slowed back down in his pace. They had really good rhythm early on, and that press that Polk County put on kind of gets them out of kind of alluding like we alluded to earlier. Almost turned it over. Vickery did. She double dribbled. She sure did. Kind of like we alluded to in the varsity game, that the pressure doesn't always have to result in a turnover. It can just simply get you moving a little bit faster. It's definitely what it's done to his young front court here in the second. Looks like we got a reach. I don't know who that's on.
Sydney Bickett.
On Sydney Bickett. I always want to call her Sid the Kid. I don't know what makes me want to do that, but I call her that when me and Laura talk on the phone, but I don't know how she appreciated that, so I wouldn't. I just keep it Sydney Bickett. Fritch inbound the bound here. Polk County a little bit confused what they're in. Good by Carly Foster, and she's off to the races. Up and good. She is deceptively fast.
She is.
And she runs cross country, correct?
Yeah, she does.
She has just got really good stride. She rebounded. She's looking to go again. Coach Lawler has no problem if she wants to push the pace, but the other ones he wants it over to Vickery, back to Carly. Carly rushed that one just a little bit. Polk County off to the races here. Oh, he got it for a shove off, should. Brett watches the broadcast, so I'll say he sees something down there that I didn't. Looks like he got, and Coach Lawler and him were having a discussion about that. I would say Coach Lawler's asking, he said, Mr. Official, she did shove off, and he probably said, yeah, you're right. He probably did. Now, see, Brett Oxford graduated the same year I did, one of the officials tonight. Yes, and he really does a good job, and I ain't saying that just because he watches it, because he knows me. We were competitors in baseball, so I tell him what I thought. If I thought he was bad, I would tell him, and he knows that. And but he is really he coaches too, and he's a very good coach's official. He will definitely let you say your piece. Now, you have to do it respectfully, but he will let you do it, and he will let you even air out some of your grievances. Down to Carly, great high-low action. Vickery really squares up and looks very well for her age. That is very impressive early on. 20-5 Hawks with 5 to go.
Yes, I mean, like you kind of alluded to, we have a young team this year.
One senior, is that right?
One senior.
Yes.
That is, I think she's number 10. Number
Yep.
10, Haley Gwaltney. She has been a cheerleader up until this year and decided to play basketball. And here she is on the starting 5.
There you go. So, kind of like that movie Little Giants when it was cheerleading until halftime, and then with the football player, then she showed up icebox.
Yes.
Sydney,
that's a good movie. I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, I can't forget about that movie. That's a good one. Well, and I've got a 11 and 5-year-old at home, so we get to break out all the old classics. You can only watch so much Paw Patrol and TikTok. So, over to Sydney. See, what we're having right here is nobody here. It's pretty quiet. So Coach Lawler pretty much had to orchestrate the offense because he's got 3 or 4 girls that have ran this offense a total of 2 games. So, I mean, roughly 64 minutes of running at lifetime. Good drive by our cheerleader turned ball player, Gwaltney, with a great bucket. I tell you what, our girls get down the floor. Fritch lines up a 3. Good pass. Oh. White ball. She makes that shot, Jared, here in another week or two. That's just definitely one of those first 3 game misses there.
Right.
We have a mass timeout here. 22-8, and it just doesn't feel like it's that lopsided because it's just been so balanced by the Gallatin County Lady Hawks early on. Just everybody doing a little bit of something.
I know.
And expanding this lead with Mackenzie having 2 fouls and pretty much setting that. That is a coach's dream, not to get one of your best players in foul trouble. That's a nightmare. But the dream is when you bring in people off of your bench and they step in, slide in, do their jobs, and you're not feel rushed to go in there. Because he doesn't want to put her out there and get a 3rd foul, but he's not going to get himself in trouble. Todd Franklin, he had a seminar